President Trump embraced the soccer spotlight, that's putting it mildly, over the weekend, helping crown Chelsea as FIFA Club World Cup champion. And if you're not really sure what that means, neither am I, even I'm as a soccer fan. This comes as FIFA and President Trump are uniting ahead of the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Soccer's governing body even went so far as to open an office in Trump Tower. Kevin Baxter, who covers soccer for the estimable Los Angeles Times, joins me now. Kevin, great to have you with me. Thanks for joining us. So Trump's at the FIFA World Cup Club thingamajig. It's kind of a low-level tournament, sort of World Cup adjacent, kind of a prelude to it. How did that all play out? And he tried to steal the stage there at the end, it seemed to me.
Yeah, he did. I mean, this is really it's kind of a made-up tournament, but I think we're going to see it come back around every 4 years. What it really was a dress rehearsal for the 2026 World Cup, which, as we know, is going to be shared by the U.S., Mexico, and Canada next summer. And so, FIFA used it to get some of the bugs out and other things. They did announce that they were going to open an office in New York City in Trump Tower ahead of next year's World Cup. I spoke to some FIFA representatives earlier today, and they promised me it's just a small representative office. Their headquarters will remain in Zurich, their U.S. headquarters for the World Cup. They've built a lot of infrastructure in Miami. They have multiple people there, maybe in close to 100 people there, if not more. That will remain the nerve center of the 2026 World Cup. The office in Trump Tower. We know that Trump is very transactional, and I think FIFA used this basically to engender goodwill. The final will be played at MetLife Stadium, which is not even in New York. It's in East Rutherford, New Jersey, but it's in that metro market. So there is some work that office will do there. But I mean, they're going to play more World Cup games in Arlington, Texas, than they will in Metro New York. So the office really is, I think, sort of a gesture of goodwill toward the Trump administration, Donald Trump himself.
Kevin, as you know, FIFA has a kind of casual historical attitude about things that most people view as corrupt. That's why you and I keep an eye on such matters as where it might have a casual office like Trump Tower.
Well, it's very interesting. If you look back at the last few World Cups, 2018 was in Putin's Russia. Then we went to Qatar in 2022. A lot of questions about human rights and worker safety and worker abuse there. And then the World Cup, we have one after the U.S., and then it's going back to the Middle East, to Saudi Arabia. The financial impact of the World Cup and what FIFA asks host countries to do has become so onerous and so expensive. We had some cities in the U.S., Chicago for one, and then Edmonton in Canada, that decided they didn't want to be part of the World Cup because of some of the financial restrictions that FIFA put on them as far as what they can do for fundraising and what they have to provide FIFA. And I think in talking to some executives of former World Cups, they actually anticipate more World Cups will go to authoritarian regimes where they don't have to face the taxpayers and say, why did you spend X billion dollars on this soccer tournament when we can't afford to fund our schools?
Kevin, very quickly, I got about 30 seconds. Do you think immigration is going to be a problem for next year's World Cup?
Oh, absolutely. There's already 12 countries on the banned list that President Trump issued. Countries like Iran, which has already qualified, Haiti, which probably will qualify or could qualify. There's 7 other countries where travel has been restricted, including Cuba and Venezuela, 2 other teams that could be the World Cup. We don't even know if their players and their coaches are going to get in the country, much less their fans. I think this is something to pay attention to over the next year.
And we will. Kevin Baxter, it's been a pleasure. We'll have you back on because the World Cup's coming and it's going to be an event economically, politically, culturally, and athletically.